Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, it would appear that the danger for us is over. The biggest deal is that they were setting the boundary for the fire, and they used our area to set the boundary. But because they set that as the boundary, they started with the backfires. And by start setting the backfires, uh, we had a lot of wind. We get a lot of wind, especially this time of year, monsoonal weather. You guys saw the hurricane that went through Mexico. Well, that produces a lot of wind for us, and so we get a lot of wind. And so when they set backfires like they did the last time, it backfires from time to time. And so that's why they were letting us know. But they didn't tell us that they were setting backfires by our property because, a lot of people would have been upset. So we're all thinking that the fire has reached there when it hadn't. And so basically all we could see was the fire along the top of the mountains, and the next day the entire side of the mountain burnt. So this was fun. They still have about 40% of this to contain, but it's over 60% contained. As a matter of fact, while I was doing this video, I was going to check because I knows that they's got an app, and the app that they got, the app tells me. All right, second thing, I was speaking with a young man. I did a consult with him. He's part of a group that I manage, and he had a court situation, and he did a consult to find out what to do. And I told him, this is what you need to do. Nope, that's not going to work. I promise you that's not going to work. They're going to ignore that. They're going to ignore that. No, please don't bring that up. That was the conversation we had. What I told him today is something that I've mentioned from time to time. There are a lot of idiots out there, and I can't speak for the idiots. I'm not calling him an idiot at all. He's not an idiot. He's far from an idiot. No, there are a lot of idiots out there who don't understand when I say that I put myself in jail. These idiots didn't put me in jail. I purposely allowed me to be in jail. I knew that at least 3 times that was going to happen, so I was prepared for it. I did videos talking about it. 20 years ago, I had mentioned it to a young man, and he reminds me all the time, well, you did say that was going to happen. I know. That's what I get to say. I told you so. Well, the young man that we're mentioning, the one who I was doing the consult with and trying to help, I told him what not to do, and I told him don't try that, and he did certain things because he's an adult. He gets to make his choices. And I literally, that's the only way I can respond to people is I told you so. I told you not to do that. I told you not to do that. Now you got to play catch up. Now you got to do this. Now you got to do that. That was our conversation today. The only problem is it couldn't have happened any other way. The personality he has is similar to mine at his age. Okay, you know how us youngsters, when we're young, we treat the older people as if they don't know anything? I did the same thing. That's why I just shake my head at youngsters now, and I don't do too much talking to them. I let them experience it. Because youngsters today, they don't come to people like me. They go to the knuckleheads. They go to the wannabes, I've been in and out of jail, so I know how it runs. They go to the people who going to prepare them for jail. I'm trying to prepare you for not going to jail. I literally sacrificed years of my life on purpose to test things out, to literally prove to people that certain things did not work. I'm sitting up there, I'm not joking, making myself look like a fool in court. Just saying the things that everybody else was saying to prove to everybody it didn't work. It wasn't going to change anything. And then in the end, my God forced them to release me each time. I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've been kicked out of jail because they realized it wasn't a punishment for me and that I already had something up my sleeve to get out each time. I say this to say this. People, when I do consults, I'm not telling you what I don't know. I'm telling you what I do know. I'm telling you what I've experienced. I'm telling you what I have knowledge of. And then I'm going to prove to you the point. I'm not just going to tell you this is what you should do. I'm going to say here is why. Somebody told me that they used one of my Chat GPTs to ask Chat GPT to do something or a question, and Chat GPT literally told them, no, you can't do that way. And I said, yes, because that's not my Chat GPT talking. That's the Chat GPT talking. Okay, that's what they've done with the update. You see, my Chat GPTs, they're going to give you facts and conclusions of law. So I told everybody, you got to do the devil's advocate with Chat GPT. You got to ask it to play devil's advocate. How does other people get this to work? And ta-da, you'll get your answer. You cannot use Chat GPT for research. You have to do the research first. Then you come to Chat GPT to prepare documents and things along that line. Get your case citations. But you can't just start asking Chat GPT questions. I've done the video showing you guys how Chat GPT lied. I just did 2 demonstrations today where I showed, well, one last night and the other one today, where I showed people my putting something in Chat GPT and telling it, okay, give me an exact copy of this, but I want you to put it in this format. And every single time it changed something to the point I had to say, you lied to me. What did you change? Because I know you changed something, and it says, well, yes, you're right. I did change this, and I reworded this, and I corrected this. You're going to put everything back the way I gave it to you. I didn't give you permission to change my paperwork. You trying to make me look stupid or something? And that's the conversation that you have to have with ChatGPT. If you ask it to do a document, you got to make sure you ask it. Okay, now what did you do? Because you did something that makes me look stupid, that makes me look incompetent, before you let it produce that document. Now, as I tell everybody, if I produce a document for you through ChatGPT, I always tell everybody to go over the document, edit the document, make sure it's what you want to be said. That's the conversation every single time. I was walking right now. I got to put my keys up. I came in through the back door, and I said it before because I never let the mic magnetize me no more, but it's biting me and biting me and fighting me and biting me. And you know what? I can't take it back. I'm waiting for, you know that what I'm saying? Oh, because I took off my coat and I cleared my throat a long time ago. And they just keep attacking me, but I'm going to hit the last note because Eric B., he made them clap to that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the consultations, I can only tell you what your options are. I'm not going to give you every single option because some options are just going to send you in circles. And you don't need to be the sound of distinction. Got me going in circles, whirling around till I drop. I know Luther sang it too, but the Distinction people sang it first. I just listened to them today on Soul Train. Yeah, that's right. They were playing them on, somebody on YouTube was talking about those older groups and everything, and they played Sound of Distinction. And I'm like, man, them, they were all right. Anywho, so that's the best I can do, all of you. Now look, it's been a really rough time. I got to do one more video on TikTok. I would suggest you listen to it. It's going to be talking about writing non-negotiable on all of your paperwork. Every contract you sign, I'll even put that as the P.O. box for your apartment or the instructions for delivery. Non-negotiable. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, see y'all in a minute. Gotta go.